no choice but to lace up. Every day is game day, off my third contract, you still on that same play. Pop spit it out, but I got family sitting chain links. Oh, you bout that action, tell them boys you bout the same thing. Lying harder, but I got the eye of an eagle. I put the city on my back, look, I'm gonna ride for my people. And once I take the stage, I'm stuck like Evil Knievel. I built to conquer heights, my mind's a daily defeated. When once I get my first ring, I'm manifesting the sequel. Yo, this the IFL, swear to men become heroes in the end. Are you ready for that? You ain't really about that. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? You ain't really about that. Are you ready for that?
Familiar with 3 games remaining in the regular season, the Arizona Rattlers are on the outside looking in, fighting for a playoff spot here in the 2024 campaign, and they're going to fight on tonight at home in Glendale at the Snake Pit against a 4-8 Iowa Barnstormers team that would love nothing more than to spoil things for the mighty Arizona Rattlers. Folks, welcome into Glendale. Welcome into Desert Diamond Arena, the Snake Pit, the home of the Arizona Rattlers, and we want to wish you a great Independence Day weekend. It's going to happen in the middle of the week, so we'll just call this the weekend, the red, white, and blue. No, we're not pilots flying the friendly skies here. We're just patriotic Americans getting ready for a great game tonight here at the Snake Pit. Floyd Simmons and the 3-time Super Bowl champion Dale Hellestrate tonight as the Arizona Rattlers get to take on the Iowa Barnstormers in what I would call a must-win game for the Rattlers, Dale.
It is, and as you said, when you talk about they're in an unfamiliar position, a lot of stuff went down this week. Guys were challenged. Defense was challenged. Coach Guy is confident this team will step up because now it's go time. Doesn't matter what your record is, it matters how you're playing as you go into the playoffs.
And so the Rattlers, as they get set to take on Iowa, want to make sure that they don't trip and stumble and fall here down the stretch. And it was 3 weeks ago or 3 games back that Coach Guy basically called his team on the carpet and said, we're in the playoffs now. And at that point, with a 500 record, that was definitely a team that needed to play with that kind of mindset. Meanwhile, down on the field, they are just about ready for the national anthem. And boy, they know how to do it here in Phoenix. They know how to do it here at Desert Diamond Arena. And we welcome you as we get into this Independence Day weekend to join us in saluting the flag and the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Rattlers get here at the Snake Pits. And on this Independence Day weekend, we welcome you in, fellow Americans, to the greatest game on turf. I'm telling you, the Indoor Football League, there's nothing better. Dale Hellestrate, you've been around this game for a long, long time. This Arizona Rattlers team, it's unfamiliar territory fighting for a playoff spot, but they're in great position for that. They've got a very winnable 3 games remaining on the schedule, while the teams in front of them are all duking it out, battling each other for standing.
Right, and exactly, and we've talked about that. It does not matter what your record is going into the playoffs. You just somehow, some way got to make it into the playoffs, and then it's who's playing the best at that time. And Coach Guy, talking to him yesterday, he's challenged these guys. He said he loves the character of these guys. They've stepped up to every challenge this season, and he fully expects them to do that tonight.
In a moment, if we can, we're going to bring you a conversation I had with Coach Guy a few moments ago. But first, let's introduce the third member of our broadcast team. You know him better as the Latin Laser. We know him as one of the all-time great Arizona Rattlers. He's part of the Tucson Sugar Skulls broadcast team. But tonight, filling in for Sandy Charles, it's Nick Davila. Nick, welcome to the Arizona Rattlers broadcast here in 2024.
Well, thank you. It's wonderful to be back in the Snake Pit, right? Great atmosphere. Looking for a playoff game, and that's what we're going to get tonight. So excited to be here.
And I want to ask you first about that atmosphere, about this place, about what already is, in my opinion, an electric evening here at the Snake Pit.
Yeah, I know everyone looks like they're ready to go. The players look focused. I was sitting with Coach Guy reminiscing on the good old days, and this is where you turn up, man. It's playoff time, and you get to a different level. So I'm excited to see how the Rattlers come out tonight and play.
Nick, which side of the ball tonight do you think the focus is going to be on for Coach Guy? And maybe that's an unfair question because maybe it's just 50-50. But this defense, he has really called them on the carpet, and he expects a lot out of the defense. There have been some changes. Connor Taylor is back at linebacker for this team. The defensive front line has seen some changes lately. And so the question to you real quick, offense, defense tonight, where's the focus?
You know, I think defense wins championships, and I think that's where Coach always preached about. And so offense has got to win the games, but defense wins championships. So I expect the defense to come in and set the tone.
Well, I had a conversation with Coach Guy a few moments ago. We do have an opportunity now to hear from Coach Guy just before kickoff here tonight. It might bleed over into the first little bit of series here as we get started, but let's find out what Coach Guy had to say in preparation for this big game. Coach Guy, you have had a great stretch, 7 wins in the last 9 games, but you're not resting on your laurels, and the challenges out in front of you with the playoffs right around the corner, trying to get prepared. You're still challenging this team, aren't you? I mean, your defense needs maybe a wake-up call. Have you been working on that?
Of course we've been working on it. We started slow because of all the injuries this year and early in the season, and we don't like making excuses around here. We got to get it turned around, but we did get it turned around. We've been headed in the right track. We let one get away from us last week in Vegas, but I like where our guys. I like how we've been practicing. I like their mindset, and I like the direction we're going.
So is it true what I've heard? You may have had your best defensive practice of the season this week?
Oh yeah, no, we had a great day this week. We challenged the guys. And, the great teams always fall when you let complacency come in, right? And we're just not going to allow that to happen. So we challenged the guys this week. We had a great week of practice. I expect them to play well tonight.
And one more note on the defense. Connor Taylor's back in the lineup tonight for you. And your defensive line, you got a couple of faces that people might not be familiar with. Is all of this part of that master strategy to get this defense amped and ready to go?
Well, we wanted to amp up our D-line for sure. We've got 2 new D linemen in there. One of them I can't even pronounce his name yet, but when he makes some plays, I'll figure it out.
James.
Right? Yeah, James. I'm going with James right now. All right, but we brought Roderick Perry in as well. I think he's going to be a beast for us, and Connor's getting another chance at linebacker. So we'll see if he comes in and does his job and plays well. I know he will.
All right, Coach Guy, I got to ask you this question. You have won 258 games as a coach.
How many?
258 games in the AFL, in the IFL, and some of the toughest competition for indoor football league, football play. And the all-time record is 261. Is that something you think about? Your team is just 3 wins away from you tying, and then another 4th win from holding the record. Do you think about that much?
I really haven't until you just brought it up, I know you guys brought it up on the broadcast meeting, but, at the end of the day, I'm just 51. I plan on coaching a long time, so I'm not really concerned about it right now. I'm concerned about getting this team in the playoffs and making a run.
All right, the Iowa Barnstormers, they're here in town. What are your concerns, and what are you focusing on tonight to get a win against the Barnstormers?
Well, they're tough. I mean, they're a tough team. They always play, everyone they've played hard. There's a lot of parity in this league. You can't take anybody lightly. You can't get caught up looking at records. We went to their place and barely got out of there alive, so we won by 2 points. So we're not overlooking Iowa at all. Dave's done a great job with those guys.
All right, Coach Guy, good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's Coach Guy, Kevin Guy, 258 wins. Here's our opening kickoff, fielded at the goal line, and that's going to be brought straight back up the middle wedge on the return for Quyan Williams, and he'll be knocked down at the 17-yard line. We're underway. Rattler Nation from the Snake Pit, Desert Diamond Arena. Floyd Simmons right here along with Dale Hellestray. There's Coach Kevin Guy. With his
studious one
spectacles on, right?
The studious one.
Yes.
You brought the eye candy tonight. You got Nick down on the field. I mean, I don't even have to say anything tonight. You guys can call this game.
And it's going to be up to Brandon Alt, the quarterback for the Barnstormers, to get things going for Iowa tonight here in Glendale in the West Valley. That snap a little wide. Alt brings it down, throws left side, and that one is broken up by Dylan Winfrey. He closed ground on the receiver, who was unable to haul it in because of that defensive pressure. It was Quyan Williams, the intended receiver. But Dylan Winfrey right there, one of the IFL's previous players of the year on defense, making a big play.
Coming back from injury, he's still working his way back. I saw him coming in on this football here. That's a play that a lot of times he's going to make an interception on. Looks like he's a little gimpy right now. We'll see how he goes and plays through this football game, but he timed that perfectly.
So the defense makes a quick early deflection. And the challenge is on their side of the ball. Here's a throw on the hitch route, and that'll be near the 20, about the 21-yard line of Arizona on a completed pass. Deshaun Taylor hauls it in, and that's the first down for Iowa.
Well, the one thing you look at these receivers for Iowa, I mean, they're all around 200 pounds. Some of them go up to 215, 220 pounds. They're a load to get down on the ground once they catch the football. We've got to make sure that you make good, sure, strong tackles as a defensive back.
And the Barnstormers will line it up. The wide side is the right side of the offense, and that's where the motion comes from for the Barnstormers. This one, a little back shoulder fade at the pylon, the front pylon, and it will be incomplete, intended for Darren Wilson. That pass goes into the stand. Somebody gets them a nice trophy for the game.
You better not be on your phone. You better not be drinking a beer when the football's coming at you. Keep your head on a swivel, because that's a great souvenir. A great souvenir up in the stand.
Speaking of which, before the game, I was down on the field talking with our sideline guy, Nick Davila, and one of his cousins was here at the game and had to purchase a football because they hadn't been able to get one, and got Nick to sign it before the game.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, the cousin signed the football. I like it. Alt's throwing. He's got a man wide open, and that's just a matter of getting a lot of time, keeping the play alive, and the pass is completed to Quyan Williams for the Iowa touchdown.
Bought that extra time. Brandon Alton rolling out to his right. And then as you sit there and look at Williams, he ran an out route, but then when the quarterback breaks the pocket, pump fakes the out, goes deep. As a defensive back, you can only cover for so long in this league. You've got to get pressure on the quarterback, as Nick well knows.
The snap is handled, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And that'll take us to our first in-game break. As you take another look at Williams hauling in that touchdown pass, he bought the time, the quarterback Alta did, and you see the results right there. Stand by, everybody. We'll return to Desert Diamond Arena, where Iowa leads Arizona 7-0. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun.
I take a chance, I do.
you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
You came looking for a light beer. And you found gold. Modelo Oro. The light beer with a smooth, elevated taste and a clean, crisp finish. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
How about a shout out to the owner of this hallowed Arizona Rattlers organization, Ron Schertz. I believe he is out there somewhere, comfy, cozy, and tuned in to an Arizona Rattlers broadcast. Ron, good to hear from you, and I agree. Let's go, Rattlers, tonight against Iowa.
Well, again, anytime you talk about an organization, it always starts at the top. And I've been a part of some really, really good organizations. I've been a part of some really bad organizations. Every good organization I've been a part of, it starts with ownership. And then that just permeates through the entire organization and down into the team. And Ron Schertz, if not the best, is one of the best I've ever seen do it.
I ask you a question about Ron here in a moment as we watch Dalton Snead go to work on first down. The turnaround is caught in the middle of the field, and that's taken upfield for a first down. That'll move the ball to about the 18-yard line as Jamal Miles figures in early into the offensive scheme, hauls that one in. Move those chains for the Arizona Rattlers as you look at it again. Let me ask you this question about Ron Schertz, and I'll ask it as in your opinion, Ron Schertz, Kevin Guy, who is the more competitive person of the two? Because my experience is these two guys, they are lights out competitive. Snead puts him in motion on his right side, looks down the middle, now toward the corner, and the pass is incomplete, but Niger Jackson on the receiving end might have been interfered with as the marker comes out. And as we await the call from our official, I will again ask you to postulate here in just a moment, Dale. Sorry, that was multiple syllables right there I gave you.
Pass interference. Okay. Defense. Ball will be placed at the 3-yard line. Automatic. First down.
The only conversation there was it going to be pass interference or illegal contact, pass interference, spot of the foul. To answer your question, I think that's what has made them such a great duo, is they compete as well as anybody I've ever been around in my life. I would not take sides if there's a back alley fight. I'd get up on a perch and I'd watch because they both like to win more than just about anything, and it's fun to watch this organization the way it operates.
Back alley fight. Interesting. All right. First and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line for the Rattlers. Give it on the speed sweep and the cutback for Shannon Brooks. He's battling and he's going to dive and he's in the end zone. Shannon Brooks punctuates the start of this game for the Rattlers with a strong finish. And he's got the points.
Really nice job with second effort from Shannon Brooks. He's such a difference maker on this team. Brings physicality. Watch this. He could have been tackled here. No, he dives forward for the touchdown. They ran right over Desmond Holmes, a new offensive lineman, number 57. They're going to put him in spotlight. They moved Cole Carter back to center. He was all IFL last year. He moved to guard to help them out. And then Lamar Mady at left guard. I thought both this offensive line, as good as there is in the league, but needed to play better, and that's what one of the changes they made was Desmond Holmes.
And Dawson Evans will add the point after to tie the game for the 8-5 Arizona Rattlers as we welcome you again in here to the Snake Pit, to Desert Diamond Arena, the new home here in 2024 for the Arizona Rattlers. And, you know, a great place and a great destination. If you're a player out there, a football player, and you'd like to play at the very top of this great indoor football league game, you couldn't pick a better place to be than right here in Glendale, right here in the West Valley, with the Arizona Rattlers. We talk about the competitive nature of owner Ron Schertz and, of course, Kevin Guy, that legendary competitive nature that he has, that really isn't the guy you converse with between games. And if you go out and have a drink with Kevin Guy, you're not going to get that guy on the sidelines that is intensely focused. Thank goodness, because that might be a little bit scary. Out to dinner. But highly competitive, and playing for this organization is something that these players love to do. Yeah, there's almost just no better scenario you could paint for yourself to go and play professional football than right here in Glendale, this great arena. And a fun time had by all as the kick goes into the stands for a touchback. This will come out to the 5-yard line for the Iowa offense. First and 10.
Actually, I think it's being brought out to the 20-yard line. The one thing about this arena, you know, a little bit of controversy moving from downtown Phoenix after 30 years. But the one thing about here in Glendale is they are the big kahunga. In Phoenix, they were about number 4 when it came to importance level to the footprint center. Here in Glendale, they are number 1. And with each passing week, things have gotten better and better around here. The crowds have gotten bigger and better, too.
Brandon Alt at quarterback for Iowa. He'll take this snap. Pressure coming straight up the middle from Connor Taylor, but that pass is gotten rid of very quickly on the receiving end of C.J. Tate. Tate hauls that one in, and the contact on defense provided, I believe that was Isaiah Huff. Let's take another look. And it's not Isaiah, it's Rashee Hodge. Rashee Hodge with an early tackle for the Rattler defense.
Going to be interesting to see how much pressure they bring with Connor Taylor from that linebacker spot to try and get that ball out of the hands of the quarterback.
This pass caught at the 17-yard line. Dylan Winfrey immediately there to make the stop, but that'll be a pass for yardage to Darren Wilson. Move the chains for another Iowa first down.
And again, you look at this Iowa team, yes, they're 4-8. But they've won 4 games. There's no pushovers in the indoor football league, especially with the new rules, especially when you're going to have only so many veterans. They want this league to continue to churn through players, and that makes it that much more difficult to set up a dynasty.
A lot of whistles before the snap.
That play didn't look good from the beginning.
Their first of the half, 30 seconds.
So timeout was taken, and Iowa did not like their look going into that play.
They had a bunch of guys going in different directions, and the offensive coordinator figured that out. Called the timeout rather than trying to run a play that was not going to be successful.
So the Rattlers come into this game pretty much deadlocked for the 4th position. Well, the 3rd and 4th positions being contested right now by San Diego and Northern Arizona. And those two teams are playing each other right now in Prescott Valley. So the winner of that game gets that slight edge for the next week of competition. And the Arizona Rattlers, if they should win tonight, they position themselves in the top 4, at least at the end of this night.
Correct.
With a lot of football left to be played this season, and it's going to be very dramatic to see who gets those 3rd and 4th positions for the playoffs. But truthfully, the Rattlers have an opportunity to slide in even as high as number 2, though it may not be the most favorable conditions for them to have. Alt will take it himself, and he'll run it out of bounds inside the 10 at about, they're going to mark him at the 7-yard line with that gain, and that'll be enough for a first down, I believe.
Well, that's one of the things that has frustrated Kevin Guy and his staff. You bring Connor Taylor up the middle, well, that means somebody has to have contained. that the defensive end cannot also come inside, because then that leaves an empty edge. And when you have these athletic quarterbacks like Brandon Alt, he's going to make you pay. That's happened a few too many times to this Rattler defense.
They end up marking it at the 6-yard line. It's 1st and goal for Iowa. They scored their first time with the ball. Alt will take this snap. And again, trying to buy some time. His pass is going to go off his receiver's fingertips out of bounds. Incomplete. 2 guys ended up, as long as that play took to develop, 2 guys ended up right there in the same zip code, and it's incomplete.
I understand. I don't know if we can get that replay back one more time. I understand they give a little leeway on those wide receivers in motion, but what's number 8?
Yeah.
Number 8 is 5 yards down the field before the ball snapped. Number 8 would be Darren Wilson for Iowa.
Yeah, he got an early start. There's no doubt. 6 minutes, 38 seconds on the clock here as the ball is given, and now going to have to reverse field. Not going to get away from the Arizona defense. That tackle made at the 11-yard line. And it's going to be Dobbs, Josh Dobbs, who is at the spear of the attack for the Rattlers defense. The guy that he brought down on the play. Was that Quinn Williams? It was.
Well, and Rashawn Yates is not going to get a whole lot of credit on this play, but watch number 91 take a great angle to make sure that he cannot get outside being Williams, because if he breaks contain, he's going to scamper into the end zone.
Doesn't show up on the stat line, but a great play by Yates. Here comes the Iowa offense, and after losing 5 yards on the previous play, they're going to get that back here on this completion that ends up going into the boards. And that'll bring up 3rd down and goal. Nope, make it 4th down. 4th down and goal for Iowa at the 6-yard line.
Well, remember, Kevin Guy talked yesterday, brought in a lot of competition this week, challenged his guys because they had too many penalties down here in the red zone defensively after getting a stop. This time they forced a field goal.
Gabriel Rui is going to try that point after it's up, and it is good to add 3. We'll grab us the timeouts. Rattler Nation with 5:07 on the clock here in the first quarter. It's Iowa 10, Arizona 7. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
You came looking for a light beer, and you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a smooth, elevated taste. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun. I take a chance, I do. Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
When they learn something new and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
An electric atmosphere here tonight at the home of the Arizona Rattlers. Desert Diamond Arena is what we mean to say. And right there on your screen, you see those young men in those jerseys. That is a group of football players from Show Low High School. Show Low is in the house, everybody. The Cougars are here enjoying tonight's matchup between the Rattlers and the Iowa Barnstormers. We welcome you back in, Floyd Simmons and Dale Hellestray here, and you see that action on the field. There's Stryker, there's the mascot, and it's his birthday.
Well, I got to tell you, Floyd, when I went down the field with you, I came back up here to our booth, and I got on the elevator, and every one of those mascots got on behind me. I got a little claustrophobic.
Is there any video?
No, there might have been a picture, but I was like a little scared. But it's great to see them all out here celebrating Striker.
Yeah, Striker's birthday, so that means all these mascots from around the valley are out here having a good time. And there's Sparky at the end of that line, that procession of these outstanding mascots. It's going to be a fun night all night long. And if you are not here, if you're watching, that means you're in all likelihood not here. I would recommend you get here. And there's one more home game in the regular season remaining. There's an attempt at the deuce by Iowa, and that's going to be off the crossbar. That is on the ground. That is going to be scrambled for. Who made the recovery? And I think it's going to be the Rattlers. Got on that thing in the last moments.
My goodness.
Dangerous. That is one of those things that separates.
The field is a 1-point rouge for Iowa. The ball will be placed at the 5-yard line.
So it was recovered by the Rattlers, but because it's in the end zone, that's a rouge, and that's 1 point for Iowa. Great job. It's not what they intended. They wanted the 2-point deuce, but they'll take the one with the rouge.
You get a 1, you can get the 2. Great job, though, tracking that ball down. That could have been a recovery for a touchdown by Iowa. There's still conversation going on. Kevin's wondering if it came out of the end zone or if it hit the top of the dasher board.
Let's introduce you to our game officials. The referee is Brad Carroll. Brad Carroll in the white hat. The head linesman, David Ross. The line judge is Alex Herrera. The umpire, Mark Warner. And the back judge, Kanan Kieser.
I've been informed that's exactly how you say it. The Kieser family, long known in the Arena and Indoor Football League as officials and fans.
Well, since we're not getting anything from the official, the assumption is that they are not needing to explain anything that happened. So the rouge stands. That's 1 point for Iowa. They lead now 11-7, and the Rattlers now will take over after effectively a touchback. The ball at the 5-yard line. Motion to the right of Dalton Sneed, handed off to Shannon Brooks, and he'll go down at the 9-yard line. Short gain as he gets a favorable spot to the 10, actually. A 5-yard pickup for Shannon. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Rattlers.
Really nice job again, running right behind Holmes. Now Holmes, not only does he bring the physicality to this offensive line, and Kevin Guy was excited to see him play this week, but he's also 6'6", 315 pounds, so he is a load when he gets going forward.
Sneed looks left, throws that direction. Catch is made by Jackson, and he'll spin to about the 15-yard line and get a little push from other defenders. They converged, and the tackle adds 2 to the efforts, and a 1st down for the Rattlers after that.
It looked like he had him short of the 1st down, kept fighting, and then a little help from behind from your brothers knocking you forward. Back when I played, you couldn't do that. Plus, I don't know if I'd want to, if I'm a receiver running back, have 300 pounds running into my back.
Yeah, get hit by your own guy first. It's a big hit, and then they might land on you. Here comes Sneed, steps up, pump fake, and then right into the arms of one of those defensive linemen. And it looks like the guy that corralled him was Christopher Oakley on the defensive line.
He had Jackson open late, but there's a little bit of pressure again coming around the edge, makes him step up in the pocket. You see all those white jerseys, and now your eyes cannot be downfield and see open receivers. You're scrambling for your life, see if you can't gain a couple yards.
So the question here is, well, that's a quarterback sack. 2nd down and 11, lost a yard on the play. So a sack registered, quick throw. Jackson near side, he'll get back a bunch of that lost yard and more, and he'll be tackled at the 25-yard line. Short of the 1st down, he'll bring up 3rd down and very short for the Rattler offense.
Gotta say, very impressed with this Barnstormer defense. I mean, these white jerseys are coming up and taking shots. Really nice job. being real physical when they're coming up and making tackles.
Two minutes remaining here in the opening stanza, and this pass is batted down at the defensive line. And making that play, I believe that was Ty Tate with the big hand to reject the pass.
Looks like there's a flag on the play, and Kevin Guy pretty confident going against the defense. Tate, 6'4", has got those big paws up in the air.
Illegal defense. Iowa. Defensive end was lined up outside. 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
Some officials give you a very elaborate textbook reading on the penalty, and some officials find a way to get to the point really quick. Tonight's referee, that's Brad Carroll. He is getting right to the point. Back to throw, Snead off his back foot, and he is going to overthrow his receiver. Isaiah Houston targeted for a first time today. That's incomplete.
Well, that time, Mason, 6', 210, number 6, came from his linebacker spot right into Snead's face. You're going to see him come right here, force him to throw the ball kind of blindly. Yeah, an open receiver there in Houston. He had just taken a little bit off of that. That would have been a touchdown, but that pressure right in the quarterback's face is going to affect maybe everybody but Nick Davila.
Now we approach the 1 minute mark remaining here in the first quarter. Snead with some pressure, trying to get the screen away. Pass is caught by Shannon Brooks with the defensive lineman really draped all over him. Ty Tate is right there. And that's going to prevent any further gain after Shannon gets knocked down right at about that spot. They'll mark him at the 19-yard line of Iowa.
Ty Tate did a fantastic job. Usually a defensive lineman gets thrown down. He stays down. Watch him, how quick he gets up, gets back in this passing lane, or else this play is another big play with the 3 linemen out in front leading the way.
Short gain on that play. Third down and about 9 to go. Wind up, deliver the fastball to the 10-yard line. That should be enough for the first down. In fact, mark him at the 9. The catch is made. And Jamal Miles on the receiving end for Arizona. That'll bring up first and goal at the 9-yard line. We're going to wrap up the first quarter with that right there. We'll make no further advance as we close out this opening stanza, everybody. Thanks for joining us at Desert Diamond Arena, the home of the Arizona Rattlers, where Iowa leads at the end of one, 11-7. We'll return to the West Valley right after this with more Arizona Rattlers football.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun.
I take a chance, I do.
Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experiences with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Make Spooner your first stop for your injury prevention, recovery, and treatment needs. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance trainings, our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
Well, Well, Dale Hellestray, winning is contagious. Winning just really ignites a fan base. And after going 7-9 in those last 9 games, the Rattlers have started to really breathe some life into this great fan base that they have. The crowds have been fantastic, and they've really been feeding off the energy of the team these last 2-3 games that we've been able to see.
Yeah, the people I've talked to said that they've sold more tickets here in Glendale than they sold in downtown Phoenix. Now, anytime change comes to anybody, there's always a little bit of uncomfortability to it. I don't even know that's a word, but I'm going with it. But change can make you feel uncomfortable. And then once you settle in, you go, wow, this is an unbelievable venue. As you mentioned, I've taken a tour of this place. If I'm a free agent in an indoor football league, I want to come play here. The locker rooms, the cafeterias, everything is top-notch here, and this crowd continues to grow and grow.
Here come the Arizona Rattlers on 1st and goal. There's Shannon Brooks. He'll have to cut it back, and Shannon will go down near the 5-yard line. We'll see where they eventually mark him to 6. How's that? How about a 3-yard gain to bring up second down? Second down for the Rattlers, 2nd and 6. 2nd and goal.
So can Nick hear us right now?
He can, yes.
Nick, quick question. Is this a different brand of football than you're used to playing? I mean, these are long drives. I don't remember those when you played.
Yeah, absolutely. My good friend said what's up to me, Anton Hawthorne, and he used to get so upset with me because our drives would be like 1 play, 2 play, and I'd come in the huddle, and he would.
Now they're grinding it out, trying to anyway, and that is going to be a fake. Jamal Miles, I went with the fake, and I didn't see Dalton keep it and take it straight up the gut, but he did, and that is a Rattlers touchdown. We're gonna give you a chance, Nick, to mention that right after we see Dawson Evans grab this point after try. The Rattlers pull back in front here. I should say pull in front for the first time today. As the point after from Evans is good. Nick, we're going to get your thoughts on what the game is after this timeout, everybody. 13:20 on the clock, 2nd quarter. And the Rattlers have their first lead today, 14-11 over the Iowa Barnstormers. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Every body is different. Some get injured, while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
You came looking for a light beer, and you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a clean, crisp finish. For anyone who expects more from their light beer, Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
See the touchdown. Guys, I'm sorry. I was paying attention to some activity out on the field. You see a veteran here tonight. I didn't catch that young man's name, but he served our country going into this Independence Day celebration this coming week. We salute all of our veterans, including that young man right there. But we'll look at that touchdown again here in a moment.
Because I want you to ask Nick, would he have dove for that touchdown or would he have slid?
We're going to find out after this pooch kick that will check up at the 8-yard line and then go out. That was a great kick. If you land in the field and then it goes out, that's where they're going to spot it. No return. Well done by Dawson Evans. And there you go, Nick Davila. What would you have done?
I always would have tried to slide at the one and then tell Coach to throw a little pass for myself. But to the point about the offense, Coach Guy took the offense and said, hey, guys, that was a 9-play drive. We have to do better than that. So the philosophy has never changed. Here at the Rattlers, do we want to play fast and put them in a track meet?
9-play drive.
9-play drive, and I just caught it at the end there. Lamar Mady hit some dude so hard, he went back 5 yards, fell on his back. That's an offensive lineman's dream.
They're going to watch that on the film.
Yes.
More than a time or two, and Alt will drop to throw. And he just hucks one up in the air. That's going to end up falling incomplete. And because it was a little offline, the Rattlers are going to avoid the potential of a pass interference. The intended receiver, you see there, Kashawn Taylor. But normally when the ball gets underthrown like that, you end up with a pass interference.
Yeah, that was Jalen Perkins chasing, and good thing there was pressure up front by that Rattler defense. Make him throw off his back foot, and he just chucked it up there. You're right, though. Usually an underthrown ball leads to a pass interference.
So it works out for the Rattlers. And it brings up 2nd down and 10. Back to throw, Alt. He's going to throw this one up in the air down the middle of the field. And the Rattlers had as good a chance as the receiver did at making that catch. It's incomplete. Williams, the intended receiver, Dobbs was there. So was Dylan Winfrey.
Not sure what that play concept was. It was a, hey, run downfield, we're going to chuck it up. Getting pretty good protection, but
yeah, the Barnstormers are playing, well, they're barnstorming out there, aren't they? They're playing a little bit like they know that the playoffs aren't really in their future.
But you can always play spoiler.
No doubt about that. A bigger game for the Rattlers than for Iowa. That one's incomplete. Did somebody get a hand on it one way or the other? It's going to fall harmlessly out there to bring up 4th down, 4th and 10. And here comes, I believe the kicking unit is going to come out there.
See big 6'78" there, Christopher Slaughter, the right guard, 6'6", 340 pounds. Taking a little exception to his quarterback taking a shot after he let go of the ball. After be very careful of your Connor Taylor there. You're about to get off the field. You do not want to give them a fresh set of downs, and I'm not sure if they have enough guys out on the field here.
Iowa might have to call their timeout.
Or just take the penalty.
The kicker does not have a holder, so I make the assumption that he is going to drop kick?
No, I think that there's a guy not out there, and instead of wasting a timeout,
still 4th down.
It's only half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, but now a place kick is going to happen in the end zone. At least a moment ago, if you had a bad snap, you might cover it up between the goal line and the 5 somewhere. So now they're going to, the hold will happen right at the S in Rattlers. The logo in the end zone. And this is going to be a long kick attempt with enough distance to have made it, but wide left, way left, and that'll be a touchback. The Rattlers are going to get good field position coming out of that one. And we'll flip the field, go the other way, and Arizona, who got their first lead after their last score, chance to add to that. Well, that was interesting.
Well, you look at this defense. They've been challenged by Coach Guy and the staff. I guess they call it a half a stop. That's a field goal. Now they just get another stop, give the ball back to their offense. And this is where the Rattlers, the championship Rattlers, take the ball down the field, score another touchdown. Keep the pressure on Iowa, because when your team is struggling during the season, you come out every game trying to win. But if you start seeing the writing on the wall again, I've been on a 2-14 Buffalo Bill team. You start seeing the writing on the wall, you just say, let's get out of here as quick as we can.
Dalton Snead with motion on his right side, and there's a catch made. How about the run after catch here? The unsure tackling will produce a 16-yard pickup to Isaiah Houston. That was well done by Isaiah. Take advantage of what they're going to give you.
What I love about Isaiah Houston, he catches the ball and look at him go. I mean, instead of making a tackle there, you try and rip the ball out. That's Javon France, number 15 for Iowa, and trying to create a turnover, but Houston hung onto the football and picked up more yardage.
Fake it to Shannon Brooks. Something of a fake. Here's a throw down the middle. That pass perfect! The catch made by Niger Jackson. That's an Arizona Rattlers touchdown! That was an unbelievable pass between three defenders. Perfectly thrown, and the catch made by Jackson.
My only concern was he leading him into the safety, but he didn't. He threw it over the middle of the field, so he got to avoid that safety that was coming over to take a shot at him. Tremendous throw, great concentration, and that's the way you pay off a defensive stop.
And the kick is going to be off the upright. The Rattlers pull ahead by 9. We're going to update you on a couple of other scores around the league in just a little bit, everybody. What a great start for the Rattlers here as they pull to the lead, and we'll grab a timeout. Stay with us. More Arizona Rattlers football straight ahead.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
You came looking for a light beer, and you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a smooth, elevated taste. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
Being a parent, especially for the first time, with that comes a lot of self-doubt. As a dad, I just try to lead by example. When you're trying to be the best person that you can be, your kids see that, and then they emulate that.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Back to Glendale, the home of the Arizona Rattlers. Floyd Simmons, Dale Hellestray, our sideline reporter in this one tonight, is the Rattlers great Nick Davila. Here's the kick. And that will be, well, that is going to land in the end zone and then bounce out, be a touchback. Decided no return on that play. That was dangerous. It was a catchable ball, but you got to be careful about letting that thing land. It might check up and then create all kinds of excitement with the coverage team headed your direction.
So talking to Nick, obviously quarterback on the field, one of the best has ever done it in the indoor game. Nick, that touchdown there, the safety looked like he was kind of hovering over to the offense's right. As a quarterback, deep throws, do you try and throw your receiver open? Are you aware of where that safety is so your receiver doesn't take a big hit?
Yeah, absolutely. You always want to protect your receivers, but they did a really good job of focusing on the stationary route. That was the touchdown from the stationary receiver.
And here's another fine pass. This time it's Alt delivering down the right sideline for the Barnstormers, and his receiver that brought it in was Darren Wilson. Wilson on the receiving end as he dropped it over the defender's head and produces an Iowa first down.
You just watch this offense, and the last series looked like they didn't call a play. It just looked like helter-skelter. And now you see Alt come out this time, take a nice drop, good protection, throw the ball, pick up the first down.
Alt, pass intercepted. Dobbs has it. Still on his feet with the return. He'll be brought down inside the Iowa 20-yard line. And what a great job defensively by Jermaine Dobbs as he stepped right in front of the pass, took it right away, and the Rattlers are in business.
Really nice job. Almost seemed like he was baiting Brandon Alt to throw the football over there. He makes a great break on the football as the Rattlers disguise their coverage a little bit. He's trying to score. Anytime a defensive back gets an interception, trying to get as much yards as possible. Pretty good protection up front. Just a better defensive play. And the challenge that Kevin Guy and this staff rained down on this defense has been met.
Yeah, so far this first half, a lot like the first half we saw against Northern Arizona. It was decidedly Rattlers in that one, and same thing happened in the first half here as this ball is going to go incomplete. And there was contact on the receiver, Jamal Miles, out near about the 10-yard line. I thought he was impeded, but the official says no, incidental, and it's incomplete.
I'm not sure that Jamal felt that the ball was going to come to him. Kind of seemed like he almost stopped his route over there against the dasher board, so the referee was not going to award him with an illegal contact or pass interference call.
Halfway through the second quarter in Prescott Valley, and Northern Arizona leads San Diego 22-15. Those two teams just about deadlocked in the standings in the Western Conference. Here's a pitch, and Brooks is going to have to cut it back near the numbers, and he's brought down. Short gain on the play for Shannon Brooks.
Well, that's the way you played the option. I mean, you watch this, you go get the quarterback. Make sure you get hit on the quarterback and then have everybody else rally to the ball. That was McBorough, Ian McBorough, number 5, 6'2", 230-pound linebacker getting at there really quickly and physically.
Sneed puts them in motion. He'll step into a pass over the middle. It's Shannon Brooks right there, and Shannon trying to make something more out of it. Stuttered, hesitated, went back, and got to the 14-yard line. Short gain there through the air, and that'll bring up 4th and about 5 to go for the Rattlers.
Jefferson Fritz, the safety, came up and make the tackle, and Kevin Guy talked a little bit about this yesterday. He said, one thing about Dalton, he needs some new offense, and he won a championship last year, but he's still growing and all that. But said he needs to realize on our team, the majority of the time, we're going to go for it on 4th down.
Well, yes, they are, and that's something that Dalton Sneed has to bear in mind, right, on 2nd down. And even 3rd down, is they're still going to be out there going for it, giving it the effort on 4th down, and here they go, 4th and 5. Sneed has to step up, and he'll run. He's got the yardage, if it will stand, as he breaks to the outside and gets near the 5-yard line. There's a marker down thrown by the umpire, and you know what that usually means, Dale Hellestrey?
Yeah, it usually means that they got,
well, celebration by the offensive line.
Sometimes you try and throw them off.
Twist, number 18 and 99. That penalty will be declined. The result of the play is a 1st down.
Illegal twist called on the defense. What is the percentage of time that an umpire throws his flag? It's not a hold. What's the percentage?
I would say about 0.25%.
Yeah, when he throws his flag, you pretty much, okay, it's a hold.
The umpire is an offensive lineman's least best friend.
That's the guy you've got to be taking out to dinner every time the game ends. You've always got to make sure you take him out for the next game. Brooks in motion across the front of the quarterback. Give it to him. He's going to battle his way, and he does get to the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Again, another one of those physical runs. Staying man-on-man offensive line. You see Lamar Mady coming from his left guard spot, scoop blocking. You see Cole Carter getting up to that next level, and then Brooks just ducking in behind them, pushing them forward for the touchdown.
And Evans splits the uprights perfectly to give the Arizona Rattlers a big lead, 27-11, closing out this first half. Grab a timeout, everybody. Back in a moment with more Arizona Rattlers football.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun.
I take a chance, I do.
Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
I'm Belinda, and this is Willard, and we were adopted in 2021. When we first met Todd, he was singing a song, and I was like, wow, look at this kid with the biggest smile, and he has a big heart to match.
The energy you give Todd, you get it back from Todd.
Yeah.
Todd's a joy.
Yes,
Todd
he is.
really is a great joy.
I love him. You and you.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Back to the action as we get set to go here in the final few moments of the first half. It's Arizona Rattlers football. Floyd Simmons and Dale Hellestray, and a 27-11 Rattlers advantage. Here's this kick that will be fielded over the shoulder toward the back of the end zone, and great coverage by Niger Jackson and teammates for the Rattlers on that return, and bringing it back was Ryan Williamson. They made him pay for it, certainly, at the end of it. Well, Dale, you want to stand up for a second? And the reason I ask you to stand up is because you warned me about something, so I'm going to ask our guys to hit that booth cam. There it is.
Yeah.
Because you warned me, Dale, that if you don't start getting a little more camera time, you're going to just start showing up in your beach wear or whatever you happen to be wearing at the time at home on a given day.
Yeah, well, you don't pay me for analysis. You pay me for my looks.
I do, yes.
You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
So now the back of my head might look better than the front of my head. I'm not going to argue that case.
Here's the fake, and up the middle goes Alt. And he'll slide in right around the 15-yard line. That is your quarterback, Brandon Alt, on the carry. And the tackle made right there. It'll be short of the first down by about a couple.
So we're done? Is that my extra airtime?
Well, no. We'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can get you a little bit more. I just want to make sure you show up the next time, and when you do, I want to make sure you have that crisp jacket, starched shirt that you're wearing.
You got it.
All right. About 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. Alt takes that snap, throws deep down the middle, and that is almost a jump ball there. Dalton, or rather Winfrey, is there defensively. The receiver, the intended receiver, Darren Wilson.
Yeah, you got a choice route there. Darren Wilson, 6'3", 215 pounds, working on Dylan Winfrey. We've talked about him being player of the year in the past. And Dylan Winfrey stands 5'11". So 6'3" versus 5'11", choice route. Ball's thrown a little behind the receiver.
Personal foul. Umpire pick. Offense. Number 1. That penalty's half the distance to the goal line. Still second down.
Now, the Barnstormers have been shooting themselves in the foot a time or two.
They have. We were concentrating on down the field. Didn't see the umpire pick. But that choice route really well defended by Dylan Winfrey, even though he's given up 4 or 5 inches and he's also given up what looks like about 40 pounds.
So now let's see what this Rattlers defense is dialed up to do here on 2nd down and 10 after the penalty marked off against the Iowa offense. 27-11 here in Prescott Valley. They're tied at 22. Northern Arizona taking on San Diego. Deep route again. And that is becoming kind of a favorite of this Iowa team. It's a jump ball. There's a flag down after contact. And somehow the receiver comes down with it. And we'll see what the officials decide that this is all about. They're calling pass interference on the offense.
Yeah, I think you got to call that in Keyshawn Taylor. You don't see offensive pass interference much.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 1. That penalty's half the distance to the goal line. Still 2nd down.
Well, the game is designed for receivers to push off a certain amount. Dale, they like that, but you can't quite push that much.
When the ball hangs up that long, they also got away with a holding call in the end zone if Kevin Guy wanted to challenge that. But when the ball hangs up that long and you get that defensive back a chance to establish position, they're going to call that.
All right, 2nd and 14. What do you think Coach does here? He going to come after the quarterback? Is he going to bring some pressure? I feel like it's that moment. Connor Taylor's your linebacker. And here he comes, straight up the middle. Pump fake. Alt's going to have to roll out. Throws back across the grain. Has his guy. And it is defended well by Dylan Winfrey. Broken up on a pass that is intended for Quian Williams. And the Rattlers make a play.
Looked like they're going to get the first down there. I mean, Williams had the ball in his hands. Winfrey able to get that right hand in there and rip the ball loose as he was going down. Tremendous defensive play by Dylan Winfrey.
Well, Dale, Iowa's only been in the end zone one time today.
Time
but
out. 1 minute. Warning.
And I'll get to my thought after we take care of the 1 minute warning. Got to grab a media timeout here, everybody. Stand by for it. But the excitement continues as the Arizona Rattlers are making plays on both sides of the ball. We'll return in just a moment with more Arizona Rattlers football.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experiences with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Make Spooner your first stop for your injury prevention, recovery, and treatment needs. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance trainings, our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
Hey, this is one of those nights when you wish you were a mascot. You're having so much fun out here. You're missing a ton of fun by not being here at the Snake Pit. Why not make your plans to get out here for the next home game for the Arizona Rattlers? That will be in a couple of weeks. They play their final home game against the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Let you know more about that here coming up. As you take a look at a long pass that's dropped in, and finally one of those long attempts. Iowa's been taking those shots all night long so far, and this one is finally going to land in the hands of Keyshawn Taylor. Iowa Barnstormers are back on the board.
They have been taking some shots down the field. Again, Arizona brings pressure. Offensive line holds up. Pretty accurate throw this time from Brandon Alt. Man-on-man coverage, and that's Merriweather against Taylor. That's kind of a mismatch all the way down the football field.
Boy, the snap on the point after was behind the back of the holder. Great job to snag it and then make the kick. You got to give a lot of credit. Is that Wilson? Was that Darren Wilson that was holding on the play, holding for the kicker?
I could not see. The holder. When I snapped, we really didn't need a hold because the ball was so accurate. You could have helped.
You could have just dropped it right there. Yeah. It would stand up on its own, and Raphael Septien would knock it through. Raphael Septien.
Who do you think I am?
Who was your kicker?
Jeez.
Who was your kicker with the Cowboys?
Everybody can tell me I play with Bob Lilly.
Yeah.
We went through a lot of kickers when I was in Dallas. They figured it's easier to change kickers than snappers.
Yeah.
But coming back to this game, so the 1 minute warning, you got them in 3rd and long. Your defense has just been playing lights out. They take a shot down the field. And you take a look at this, it's a 9-point ball game. Minute left. Got to go down, make them use their timeouts, put some points on the board.
It's the beauty of the indoor football game for sure, as this might be too. That kick had a lot of distance on it. No good, wide to the right.
That's Iowa's second free kick out of bounds. The ball will be placed at the 25-yard line.
The touchback on that one, you heard it there. It goes to midfield on the attempt for the deuce.
Well, there is absolutely no doubt that he can get it there. That thing was kind of still going up as it went in front of the crossbar.
Take a look there at head coach Kevin Guy. That's not him. Coach Guy with his quarterback Dalton Snead. Coach Guy has 258 career victories coaching indoor football, whether in this league, the Indoor Football League, or the Arena Football League. 258 wins all time. That's just 3 behind Curtis Riggs, who holds the record. And so 3 more wins to tie, 4 wins to be all alone at the top of the heap. And he's got a lot of time left. Talk about his age. He's just in his early 50s as Shannon Brooks takes this one, and he'll gain 3 or 4 yards on that play, knocked down there. But Coach Guy with 258 wins, Dale, and he's got a lot of life as a coach left in him, in front of him. He's gonna cruise right on by that record and build on that for years to come. But one of the things I know that he's proud of is that he has done this against the toughest of indoor competition throughout his career. When he was in the AFL, that's as good as the AFL ever was. When he came over and joined the IFL, the Rattlers brought a level of competition and quality of football to this league that hadn't existed before then. Other teams then combined, and the IFL is easily and clearly the best of the leagues, the indoor leagues that exist in this country. The IFL is at the top of that heap. So he has won a ton of games against the best competition.
Well, not only that, but he's won these games under different rules and regulations as they continue to change rules, not only in this league, but they did it in the Arena Football League too, to make it harder to win consistently. And so he's adjusted, his coaching staff, they've adjusted to the new rules, and to see how he has done that seamlessly. Sometimes it's hard to believe he's only 51 years old. When you asked him before the game, you look at the record and say, well, it's not like this is my last year, and I got to get it before I retire. He's got a lot more coaching ahead of him.
Yeah, by coaching standards, still a very young customer. Here's a pass to Isaiah Houston. He makes that catch, turns it up, and crosses the 5-yard line. The nose of the football got to about the 4. And so it'll be first down and goal there at that spot.
Their second of the half, 30 seconds.
So the Rattlers burn their second timeout here. They've got 1 remaining with 13.8 seconds left.
Interesting, most defenses would use a timeout. But now Iowa is down to 2 timeouts. But you see the defense going to call timeout, trying to get the ball back one more time before the half. And I think that first timeout the Rattlers used a little more time ran off than they'd like because they were expecting Iowa to call the timeout.
Hey Dale, in your visits to the Rattlers facility. Have you gotten a chance to look at that play sheet right there that Coach Guy is working off of? Is he willing to let any eyes that aren't his on that?
Oh, yeah. Because it's going to mean absolutely nothing to you and I. It's going to be
gibberish?
It's going to be, it's like reading Greek.
Is it mumbo jumbo?
Yes.
Is it?
He'd say, Floyd, here, take this. You take it home tonight.
Yeah. Some jumbo, a little more mumbo. I don't know. How's the line go? I don't know. I missed it. Timeout by the Barnstormers now.
Well, here's the thing. That's another thing when you talk about Dalton Snead coming over here. Throughout the year, talking with Kevin Guy. Different vernacular, different language, different schemes here than he had in Bay Area last year. So the injuries affected him early because he wasn't able to practice. One like, okay, he had something where he could still go out and practice, but he just couldn't play in the game so he could get some reps. He couldn't practice. So all those differences, along with him being a young quarterback, and to see how he's developed throughout this year, I think the best is yet to come for Dalton Snead.
(27-18) the score. Rattlers fire up one up, and the catch is made. No, it's not. It's incomplete. Well, hold on a minute. One of the officials is spotting the ball inside the 1 yard line, so I guess the catch was made just shy of the goal line. 8.8 seconds left. That get out of bounds will stop the clock there.
Still astounds me when the receivers can concentrate on the football, knowing they got a defender going to hit them from behind, drive them into the dashboard, and still hang on to the football.
Yeah, receivers, they're called on to focus up and concentrate a lot. Offensive linemen focusing on, what toppings to put on a cheeseburger.
Yes.
It's a little less complicated lifestyle. And Dalton Snead and team will call the defense.
That's their third and final of the half.
Defense calls timeout.
How dare you take a shot at offensive lineman? The smartest, Nick Davila, offensive lineman, smartest guys you ever been around?
Absolutely.
See?
You guys got to do a lot of stuff. Read the safeties. That's why I always hooked up my linemen with good burritos and.
Oh yeah, take care of your boys, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you do have to take care of them.
Yes. And usually food.
And yes, what's the way to a lineman's heart? The buffet. Here's Arizona with 8.8 seconds remaining here in the half. And motion. And the give is to Shannon Brooks. He goes airborne to get the points on the board for the Rattlers. Arizona touchdown. It was a little Walter Payton-esque, wasn't it?
Well, it was, and it was a nice exclamation point to a really nice drive. So many things can go wrong. So many things have gone wrong. That last minute, you can put a punctuation mark on your first half, or you can give the other team momentum. And they were able to put a punctuation mark on it as they go into half.
And the point after is good for the Rattlers. They lead now 34 to 18, pardon. And Dale, taking a look at that play, and you'll see it here. It looked to me like they're zone blocking to the left. They want Shannon to go follow them along that left side, but he sees the seam and he just cuts it right off the right guard's backside into the end zone. Good vision by Shannon.
I will tell you this, that play is designed to go right behind the backside guard. You're going to run all the defenders to the left, and now you also have that threat of Dalton Snead keeping it to keep that backside defensive end out of the play, and then you give me one-on-one with Shannon Brooks and just about anybody for a yard, we're going to get a yard.
And the Rattlers do get that yard. They get the touchdown to go a little better than 2 scores ahead here with 6.9 seconds left in the half. So, and this is the beauty of the game, is there is an opportunity still for Iowa to put points on the board. They've got a kicker with a great leg. See how the Rattlers play it. The kick will be fielded 6 yards deep, and the tackle is made out about the 5-yard line, and time remains 5.3 seconds. Hey, there's enough time here to throw the ball down the field a little way, maybe get yourself a little closer to a shot either at the end zone or a field goal try with better percentages, cutting the field in half maybe.
Obviously, Iowa talked about it. Just get out of the end zone, get to the dasher board, and now you sit here and look at it and go, yeah, you could throw 10-yard pass, get down, call, but there's no timeout. Got to make sure you pick up a first down, or else the clock's going to continue to run after they mark the ball.
So that 5.3 seconds that Iowa has to work with, they will take a shot. And we'll see if it's a chunk play or if they try to go the distance. They have thrown the ball vertically a lot so far in this game. To the sideline, the catch, and he turns back into the field. I don't think that is what Iowa had in mind. That is going to run out the final seconds. Darren Wilson makes the catch, and instead of breaking out to the wall, which you thought he might have done, he comes back into the middle of the field and pays the price on a big hit right there. And that'll run out the remaining time in the first half. Well, that's how the half does end. We're going to look for an opportunity to speak to the guy in the number 2 position, all-time wins in this league. We'll send it down on the field where Nick Davila has Coach Guy. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Coach, talk a little bit about how your quarterback played in the first half.
Well, I think he's playing pretty good. He's seeing the field well. Our receivers are doing a good job of catching the ball with their hands. We've done a good job executing.
What's the message going into the half?
Well, this league's full of parity. We can't take anybody light. We get the ball first. We need to come out and extend the lead and just keep playing. We got, it's been a long time since these 2 brands have played, 2 big brands in the indoor industry here. So good to see it.
Good stuff. Back to you guys up top.
All right, thanks, Nick. Well, let's see. In a nutshell, the first half for the Rattlers, I think we were looking for this defense to make some sort of statement. Dale, did they make a statement of any kind?
I think they made a huge statement, got a couple stops, 2.5 stops. They were physical at the point of attack. And again, we could talk about the offense, and they did. They put up 34 points. But the defense was what was very impressive to me. And now, as Coach Guy said, and Nick fully understands going to halftime, and how many times I said it up here, Coach is going to say it's 0-0. Well, as a player, it's not 0-0. You just played a half of football, it's 34-18. And so you got to come out, you get the ball, you drive down, you score a touchdown, maybe get a stop, and then the game essentially would be over. But you have a turnover. You don't score a touchdown. You let them score quickly, and now all of a sudden you're in for a dogfight for the entire second half.
A more in-depth breakdown is on the way, everybody. Halftime here in the West Valley at the Snake Pit Desert Diamond Arena, and our halftime score: Arizona 34, Iowa 18. Don't go away. We'll break it down for you in just a bit. Arizona Rattlers football.
You came looking for a light beer. And you found gold. Modelo Oro. The light beer with a smooth, elevated taste and a clean, crisp finish. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun.
I take a chance, I do.
Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
Every body is different. Some get injured, while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Did you know that 1 in 7 military families face food insecurity? Military Assistance Mission provides financial and morale support to Arizona service members, their families, and wounded heroes. Every donation helps those fighting for us to focus on their mission and not their finances. You can help by donating to MAM for a $1 state tax credit. Military Assistance Mission, a helping hand for those who serve. Please donate today.
The action is underway here tonight in the Valley of the Sun. A hot day, by the way, as I pulled into the arena. I think the thermometer on my rig, if I'm not mistaken, it said 107 degrees when I pulled in here in the afternoon. I don't know what it was at kickoff, but it was still quite warm outside.
111.
111.
When I was driving there, maybe living in Cholo, your car just doesn't go above 107.
It might not be used to it. It might not be ready to go that high. By the way, the weather has been superb up in the White Mountains.
I'm sure the golf has probably been great too, huh?
The golf has been pretty good, all right. Yeah. And with that elevation,
yes.
My 315-yard drives down here in the valley, they go about 330 up there.
Okay. All right. I like that.
All right. Now, I can't guarantee the location with respect to down the middle, but I can guarantee you a very long drive.
I just thought you were hitting balls on the Cholo Boulevard or whatever, wherever you live.
How about this idea? I know that Coach Guy likes to play some golf.
Yeah.
Right? You're a golfer. I'm a golfer. Maybe we put together a little scramble team for a fall tournament in the White Mountains. You think you'd be down for that?
Oh, I think I would definitely be down for it. You know who else is a golfer? Probably the best golfer of all was Ron Schertz.
Ron Schertz.
I don't know if he'd come to Cholo though.
He would come to Torreon or.
Oh, okay. Are you talking Torreon? See, you've never the courses you're talking to me about are not Torreon.
No, I mean
So you're saying if I could talk Ron into coming, you might be able to find a way onto Torreon.
There's a couple of good scramble tournaments at Torreon every year.
Okay.
And for Ron Schertz, I could certainly make the necessary arrangements to get on to the very exclusive Torreon Golf Club. Okay, for Dale Hellestray, I can I can pull some strings as well, but
I know you told me Sholo Muni.
If Ron Schertz is asking, well, we're going to figure this thing out. Who is that chicken mascot right there?
I don't know. You asked that. Is that
Lucky
Buc-ee's?
12?
I don't know.
Anybody know? I got to find out who that guy is, because right now he's almost stealing the show. I mean, nobody really takes it away from Stryker. And you see what is it, musical chairs that we're playing? That's awesome.
Lucky number 12.
That is awesome. Yeah, yes. How about Baxter, huh? Baxter's still alive in the game down there. Having fun today here at the Snake Pit. Why not make plans to come on out for the next one up? Guys, let's flash that graphic. Next game graphic, give you an idea who the Rattlers are going to play at home to wrap up the regular home game schedule. It will be July 7th, next Sunday, July 7th, 3:05 in the afternoon. The Tucson Sugar Skulls will leave the heat of Tucson to come to the heat of Glendale and battle their arch rivals here on I-10, or just off I-10.
Well, and what's awesome, again, I think as the summer hits the Phoenix area, there's no better place to come on a Saturday night, Sunday afternoon to an Arizona Rattlers game. You're indoors. It's temperature controlled. It's cool. And it's exciting. So I encourage you. If you're watching on TV, it's much better in person.
Even better, yes.
Even as good as Floyd is.
Yes.
It's much better in person.
And thank you for that, Tim.
Yes.
Thank you for that. I'll stop taking shots at
no, you won't.
Offensive linemen. I'll stop that, okay? All right, we'll grab a timeout, and we'll give you a look at our stats here from the first half and a further breakdown of this 34-18 halftime lead that the Arizona Rattlers hold over Iowa. Halftime continues right after this.
You came looking for a light beer. And you found gold. Modelo Oro. The light beer with a smooth, elevated taste and a clean, crisp finish. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun.
I take a chance, I do.
Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
Every body is different. Some get injured, while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Did you know that 1 in 7 military families face food insecurity? Military Assistance Mission provides financial and morale support to Arizona service members, their families, and wounded heroes. Every donation helps those fighting for us to focus on their mission and not their finances. You can help by donating to MAM. for a $1 state tax credit. Military Assistance Mission, a helping hand for those who serve. Please donate today.
Hey, back into it. The Snake Pit, Desert Diamond Arena, halftime lead for Arizona, 34-18 over Iowa. And down on the field, Nick Davila has head coach Kevin Guy.
Hey, Coach, talk about how you challenged the defense this week and how they respond so far in this game.
Well, we just hadn't played very good throughout the year, and a lot of it's because of injuries and guys being out of the lineup. And then, when they do come back, they're not 100%. But our goal is to get them ready and get them playing their best ball going into the playoffs. And we got after them a little bit this week. We were disappointed 2 weeks in a row. We had 2 and 3 stops in the first half and had 0 in the second half. And we moved some guys around in the secondary, and we got to be more physical. So we want to make sure we're peaking at playoff time.
All right, there you guys have it. Ready for the second half. Exciting football.
All right, Nick, and thank you, Coach Guy, as well as we close in on the final seconds here. Halftime at the Snake Pit. Welcome back in, everybody. Floyd Simmons and Dale Hellestray. And, Dale, Coach talked about the challenge this week that he posed to his defense. There have been some personnel changes. The most notable one, I think, is Connor Taylor back in the lineup at linebacker for the Rattlers. And if they're going to make a championship run in the upcoming playoffs, that defense is going to have to rise to the occasion. Coach Guy's making that message known to his guys.
Well, and you mentioned it a couple times, Floyd, the fact that, we've seen first halves like this out of this defense. Can they put 2 halves together? And that's what they're going to have to do going forward and on into the playoffs.
So we're about ready to go for this second half, everybody, and we thank you for joining us. Desert Diamond Arena for our broadcast of Arizona Rattlers football exclusively on the Indoor Football League's YouTube channel. Great to have you all with us. While we await the teams entering the field, I want to throw it down again to Nick Davila and ask Nick to give a grade. Nick, you are one of the all-time greats playing indoor football at quarterback. Give a grade to Dalton Snead from that first half.
Yeah, I thought he played excellent. He took care of the football. He took what the defense gave him, and right now he's A+ for me, baby.
And Shannon Brooks, guys, all Shannon does is score touchdowns. He leads the team in touchdowns. Had 26 touchdowns coming into the game today. Has scored 3 running the football, 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half of this one for the Rattlers as we get now the second half underway, and the return for Jamal Miles goes to the 15-yard line. It is from that spot that Dalton Snead, after that good first half, will bring his team out and get the second half underway. Dalton did throw just the 1 touchdown in that first half. His numbers look like this: 11 of 13, very efficient, 110 yards, 1 touchdown. He did take 1 sack. His favorite target is Niger Jackson, 3 catches, 45 yards. Jamal Miles, 4 catches, 35 yards. Isaiah Houston, 2 catches for 25. Shannon Brooks caught 2 passes for a total of 5 yards, but it was Brooks on the ground with 17 yards rushing, but 3 touchdowns to lead the offense to that first half glory, and a quarterback sack, the second of the day now for Iowa, after Dalton Snead gets folded up in that backfield. And boy, he took a big initial hit. The guy that applied it was the defensive lineman Christopher Oakley.
Yeah, Christopher Oakley did a really nice job. He kind of slapped Lamar Mady's arms down, came around him, and you could see the Barnstormer defensive line. I mean, they get a shot on Snead, they're going to try and make him feel the pain and the wrath of a frustrated football team.
So the second half gets underway. Floyd Simmons along with Dale Hellestray. And on the sidelines for us tonight, while Sandy Charles is out of state on assignment for Major League Baseball, tonight it's Nick Davila on our sidelines. And we'll get more from Nick in this half. In fact, Nick, when you get a good opportunity, we want to find out if you'll go inside the mind of Coach Guy, literally go inside his mind on one of these play calls and find out what he's got dialed up for his team. And meanwhile here, after that quarterback sack a moment ago and that incomplete pass, looking at third down at 17
Well, again, and that's another miscommunication there, Floyd. The fact that the receiver ran a curl route and Dalton thought he was going to run a go route. And those are things that at this point in the season just cannot be happening.
Snead with the empty backfield. A lot of time to throw. Now has to spin out of there. He'll gain some of the lost yardage back. Takes a hit and goes down at about the 19-yard line. Got a really favorable spot out of all of that. And we'll call that good for about a 10-yard pickup on the play. It'll bring them fourth down and about 7.
Yeah, it gives you a manageable fourth down situation. Really nowhere to go with the football initially, and then the protection broke down. I've talked about this offensive line. One of my favorite parts of this football team over all these years I've done games is the physicality of their offensive line. But they've got to continue to improve and play better. Give Dalton Snead time to survey the field.
Rattler's a very accurate kicker, but they're going for it all the way, like they do most times. Fourth down. This one high in the air, and the receiver could never find it. Isaiah Houston, the intended receiver, and so we'll see what the markers are. There's a couple of penalty flags down, and we'll see what goes on here and if it's another opportunity for Arizona.
Illegal defense. Number 93 was out of his stance at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
So now fourth down and 2, and you've got to believe the running game comes into play here on 4th and short.
Just gives you so many more options as a play caller, Kevin Guy. You know, you go from 3rd and 17 to 4th and 7, now 4th and 2, and you got that big long thing that you see with all those plays.
The chart.
It opens everything up.
So fourth down, and the Rattlers, they go for it on fourth down with regularity, but that's how the entire organization runs. Like every day you come to work, it's a fourth down. That's the kind of urgency with which they operate. And from the empty backfield, throwing all the way, throwing deep, throwing toward the end zone, and that's off the hands of Isaiah Houston, who had to try and adjust and couldn't quite, and it's incomplete. And he'll get up slowly, but he does get up.
Yeah, you took a shot there, ran into the dashboard. Pressure right up the middle. This Iowa Barnstormer defensive line is just putting tons of pressure. You see Ian McBorough, number 5, I mean, he comes untouched. Cole Carter having to try and block 2, and you're hanging on to the football. That's not a good combination.
So with this second half underway, and the Rattlers turning the ball over on downs, Iowa will take over at Arizona's 23-yard line, but the Rattlers do come out for the second half with that 16-point advantage. And from an empty backfield, Brandon Alt will throw, and he'll fling it into the second row. And the tip drill works for the fans. That was a great catch off of a tipped ball by that gentleman right there with a Nick Davila uniform.
Those are still around? Boy, I wonder if we found that on the street driving here to the ball game or something.
Hey, listen, Nick Davila is still a superstar in these parts.
No doubt.
I don't know how many autographs he issued before the game, but I was getting a little bit jealous. I'm not going to lie. Here's a throw over the middle. The defender gets there to break it up. Great defensive play by Dobbs. Jermaine Dobbs comes in, gets a hand around on a pass for Kyan Williams, and knocks it free.
Now you see Dobbs, you see Winfrey get their hand in there, knock the ball loose, and Coach Guy said that at halftime. His receivers have done a really nice job catching the ball with their hands.
34-18. Alt throws, intercepted. Dylan Winfrey after the receiver fell down. Dylan reversing field. He'll cut back, and he'll make it to the 10 or just inside the Iowa 10-yard line after a great return. And patrolling center field takes it away for the Rattlers.
Receiver falls down. Great job catching onto the football. Watch Winfrey here. The lineman's dream. You cut him off there. Joe Bastante, number 54, 6'1", 315 pounds, prevents the touchdown. The center for Iowa, as you're going to see this play come to an end.
Well, since that defensive player right there, Dylan Winfrey, was injured earlier this year and had to miss a bunch of action, since he has gotten back into the lineup, he has not been consistently the same Dylan Winfrey. He's given moments from time to time. You've seen flashes of his greatness. That's a great example of how very good Dylan Winfrey is and remains as a veteran in this league. And if they can get more of that consistent play out of him, just like that, boy, it's going to go a long way toward a playoff run for the Rattlers and that defense.
Well, you look at the fact that the nature of his injury was a knee. He came back. You don't just immediately come back on the field and trust everything and know everything's going to be sound and strong and all that. That's a process. It takes time. And you see Winfrey week by week starting to gain that confidence again and starting to turn into that defensive player of the year that we're used to seeing around here.
So the Rattlers trying to add as they give it to Shannon Brooks, and he will just fight and scrap his way inside the 5. And something happened, and that's going to be a defensive penalty. Multiple flags are out, and Dalton Sneed even spotted it, and I'm surprised he didn't throw his flag.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 32. That penalty's half the distance to the goal line and an automatic first down.
Christopher Oakley. Interesting way to spell Christopher. See him come down the line here and gets that left paw into the face mask and then does not let go, rides into the ground.
I wouldn't call that malicious by any stretch, but boy, I tell you, what is it that it mentally, when you grab hold and it's hard to let go, isn't it? You got a good grip. Instinctively, you just want to hang on like a snapping turtle. Here's the give. Brooks is hit in the backfield, and that's Oakley that gets their first. And he is able to turn this one away after the penalty. He makes a great play to redeem himself, at least partially, for the Iowa defense. And just know we're going on that play for Shannon.
Really impressed with this Barnstormer defense at times. You can see where there's talent, there's effort, there's physicality, and then you have a breakdown or two. And that's kind of the difference between being 6-6, 4-8, 8-4 during the football season.
And you see there on the screen, 7.5 minutes remaining, third quarter. Fake it to Shannon, and there's the quarterback, and there he is going into the end zone. Dalton Sneed weaves his way through that defense to get the 6 on the board for Arizona.
Good old-fashioned quarterback power. Good old-fashioned quarterback power. You're going to see Lamar Mady pull around from his left guard spot, and then Dalton Sneed just gets in behind the 6'3", 305-pound monster, number 94.
Evans will boot it through. The kick is good. You take another look. And the Rattlers dial up a great play call for the touchdown. Watch the blocking up front. There's Mady on the pull, and he leads Dalton Sneed to the promised land. The points are on the board for the Arizona Rattlers. They lead 41-18. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun.
I take a chance, I do.
Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experiences with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Make Spooner your first stop for your injury prevention, recovery, and treatment needs. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance trainings, our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
Hey, back into the snake pit, and while we await the kickoff, let's check in with Nick Davila, who's got the hero of the moment there down on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I got Dylan Winfrey here. Dylan, talk to me a little bit about that last interception for us.
You know, in our defense, man, we try to apply pressure. So pressure pick, cover sack, man, and our D-line got pressure, and we were rewarded with a pick. So we got to thank those guys up front.
Well, there you have it, pressure pick, cover sack.
That is the philosophy of this Arizona Rattlers defense. And they get the points off the turnover to get a big lead, and there's some good pursuit on the coverage team as well as they prevent that from going anywhere. Williams the return, and Devontae Merriweather joins that coverage team to bring him down. And the ball will be spotted at about the 5.5-yard line.
As you see the interception here, Nick, I was hoping you were going to ask him, how did he let Joe Bastante, 315 pounds, tackle him from behind, for crying out loud?
But he did, and that's the point, right? 41-18. The Rattlers in front. They make a good stop in coverage on the kickoff. And the Barnstormers just shy of the 6-yard line. Go back to work on offense. Empty backfield for Alt. And they're going to try to throw it away here into the near sideline. There's a marker down as the pass was delivered by Alt.
I wonder if that's going to be another one of those illegal twists by the Rattlers defensive line. First time they might be caught.
Illegal blitz. Arizona, number 10. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So that's an illegal blitz.
An illegal blitz. It's interesting because Iowa.
Correction, automatic first down.
They're lining up Tyrone Chambers in the backfield. Number 79. He's 6'6", 340 pounds. Watch him slide over here and block Connor Taylor. They're making no bones about it. We're not going to throw the ball to number 79. He's in there for pass blocking purposes.
Max protection, right?
Yes.
So give up a receiver. I mean, you give up a receiver to protect your quarterback. What does that tell you about the way it's been going for your offense? They've been in the end zone just twice today. Here's a pass that goes wide and out of bounds, incomplete. Well, the Rattlers, their fans, having a great night here tonight. You might have expected it. Iowa checked in a 4-8 record, just about the flip of what Arizona started the night with, 8-5. And for that coach there, Kevin Guy, a win here tonight would be number 259 in his career so far. One would expect him to be coaching for a very long time yet to come. And that pass is going to be off the fingertips of Kyan Williams.
The other thing I want to point out is obviously the Rattlers lost a tough one last week. Big one up in Vegas. And the one thing, for as long as I've known Kevin Guy, he's not been afraid to make changes. And he's brought guys in to challenge guys. And there's guys playing tonight that didn't play last week, didn't play 2 weeks ago. And he's going to put you on notice. And it's always interesting to see how guys are going to respond to that. Some people don't like to be pushed. Well, guess what? If you don't like to be pushed, you're probably not going to be around the Arizona Rattlers very long.
4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And that one is tipped in the air. It will fall to the ground. But the guy that got the hands on the ball for the defense was Jalen Perkins, making that defensive play for the Rattlers. So the defense continues to rise up and make plays for Kevin Guy. And I just see a text message received by the owner, by Ron Schertz, who says, I'll be there. He says, I'll be there.
Next week.
No, I think he's referring to, I'll be there for golf.
Oh, no. He's not coming to show.
You don't think that's...
No. He's going to be here next Sunday.
I know that, but I think that he's referring to, I'll be there for golf.
Do you have a big enough runway for a Learjet to land? You do.
Yeah, we get jets in and out of there all the time.
All right. Well, then we have a 20% chance he'll come golf with us.
I think he's going to be there, and we're about to, by the way, get a 60-yard try, just about. And that one's going to go wide left, about a 58-yard try, way wide left. Hooked that way, maybe intentionally, I don't know. One way or the other, it's a touchback. It's a touchback for Iowa on the kick, and the Rattlers will take over on offense in just a moment. Everybody stand by. More Arizona Rattlers football is on the way.
You came looking for a light beer, and you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a clean, crisp finish. For anyone who expects more from their light beer, Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
Every body is different. Some get injured, while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. I love you. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Two of the all-time great indoor football franchises, the Arizona Rattlers, the Iowa Barnstormers. Remember Iowa? Remember the movie? Remember Kurt Warner played for the Iowa Barnstormers back in the day? I'll remind you to get your tickets for the upcoming Arizona Rattlers matchup with the Tucson Sugar Skulls, one of the newer teams to exist in this league. Tucson coming to town next Sunday, 3:05 p.m. kickoff. Get your tickets at azrattlers.com and get out here. That'll be the final home regular season game this year for the Rattlers, and unless the Rattlers can find a way into the top two, which is still mathematically possible, but unless they can get into the top two of the standings of the Western Conference before the season ends, they will be in the playoffs on the road. They've got to take care of business. A winnable final 3 games in the regular season for the Rattlers, but Dale, they do have to take care of business to get to the postseason. And if they win all 3 games, strong likelihood they're going to the playoffs. Ball comes out, ball's on the ground. And the Rattlers have it, or is that Dalton Sneed that just faked it and kept it? I went with the fake again that time, Dale.
You did. Dalton Sneed kept it, put a really nifty move on the defensive end. We see Nick Davila down there getting into Kevin Guy's business, mentioning to get his perspective on the play calls.
We'll find out. Let's see after this play, this second down effort. See what Coach Guy dials up. Here's the toss right side to Shannon Brooks, and that's about as much daylight as he has had today, as he is able to take the pack with him, the pile with him, to across the 25-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Rattlers.
Hopefully we get a shot of that. Desmond Holmes. He is just a pile driver at right guard. Hope we get a shot of him. I mean, he takes his guy 5, 6, 7, 8 yards deep.
Sending the play in. Let's find out, Nick.
What play you got right here?
9-9-9. No. You got 2-11 zone read.
2-11 zone read. So they're trying to attack the D-line with the quarterback.
So there it goes. There's the running play left side. Shannon Brooks, he's going to be bottled up there. He did get something out of it, and he approaches the 20-yard line, so he got about 3 on the play right there. Coach Guy, not one to give away his game plan or even the play, so he tried to fool Nick Davila on that call.
And all 9-9-9, that means he's going to drop back and just chuck the ball down the field, but he knows Nick knows enough.
Favorite plays to call 9-9-9, baby. Let's take a shot.
Just throw it downfield. A minute and about 15 remaining here in the third quarter. The Rattlers trying to pick up a win, their 9th of the season. Here's a throw to Niger Jackson. He hauls it in, and he gets to out the 14-yard line. They'll mark him at the 15-yard line. That's the first down for the Rattlers.
A little bit better protection on this drive by that offensive line, and you can see when Snead feels comfortable in the pocket, ball comes out on time.
Hey, Nick, did you listen in on that play call there?
Yeah, I could not hear the play call, but it looks like they're going to try quick game.
All right, well, they're going to run and flip it out left side to Jamal Miles. Miles to the corner. Miles lowering that shoulder, and he's going to take it for a first down inside the 5-yard line. Good, strong finish by Jamal Miles.
Good job of the front side guard getting out on that outside quick screen. So, well-designed play.
All right, Nick, thank you for that. Here's the...
They're going to let the quarter run out. Nick, was 9-9-9 really your favorite play?
Yes, it was, especially when I was a coach and I didn't have to make that play.
Just huck it up there. All right, time runs out, third quarter, and we've got 15 minutes left. Football fans, Rattler Nation, don't go anywhere. Rattlers, can they get that 9th win of the season? Looking good so far. Stand by for more Arizona Rattlers football in just a moment.
Every body is different. Some get injured, while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
As we get set to start this fourth quarter, we welcome you back to Desert Diamond Arena, the home of the Arizona Rattlers. Their lead 41-18. Fourth quarter just about to get underway. And total offense, Arizona 197 yards. Iowa 143. But look at these numbers. Brandon Alt, the quarterback for Iowa, just 8 of 22, 2 interceptions to go along with his 2 touchdowns that he's thrown today, at 131 yards on his night. But 8 out of 22, Dale, and I think that is through 3 quarters of football. I think Coach Guy and his defense probably be very proud of that reported stat. They could take a look at that.
As we talked about that third quarter coming out, and didn't start off like they wanted it to, but they regrouped and they finished in dominating fashion. Now they're driving the football down the field again, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're Kevin Guy and his coaching staff.
So how about we get the fourth quarter underway, football fans? And after this Arizona Rattlers effort, we'll give you an update on the action going on in Prescott Valley. Shannon Brooks flanking the quarterback. He gets the carry. Nope, fake it to him. And Dalton Sneed will try and put a move on the defender. He'll carry it toward the end zone and across. The far side linesman says that's a touchdown for the Rattlers. Well, on a play that forced Dalton Sneed to adjust his run, Dale Hillestray, his sprint after the touchdown saw him get way more speed up than this play right here. But he took it across nonetheless.
Tremendous job, because France, number 15, was right there, put a little move on him, and then dug his way into the end zone, and now it looks like there's going to be some extracurricular activity by Iowa.
You like the celebration. Put your head down.
Receiving team, number 15. That's his first unsportsmanlike of the game, and that foul will be in the bank after the kickoff.
Now the unsportsmanlike is on Javon France, who was the defender that could not prevent Dalton Sneed's touchdown effort. So maybe a little upset about that, and it carries over to the point after try.
He's just saying I'm having a little bit of fun, but Dalton Sneed, he's put that in his photo bank.
Well, there's some trouble on the snap, and there's markers down everywhere. I think, did somebody come across and slap the ball from the long snapper? It's kind of got that feel.
I mean, Cole Carson.
Illegal snap. Kicking team, number 79. 5-yard penalty, still the try.
Illegal snap on the kicking team.
Huh. Don't know if I've ever seen that. I don't know if we got a shot of that, but Cole Carter, the first team All-IFL center last year.
He'll get another opportunity to snap it, and he does. And the kick is a beauty. So Evans completes that. And the Rattlers, after this Dalton Sneed touchdown, they're going to grab a 48-18 advantage. It's looking very, very good for Kevin Guy to pick up win number 259 wins in his long career. And the guy in front of him, Curtis Riggs, retired from the Sioux Falls Storm many, many long years, the decades leading that team. Curtis Riggs, 11 championships under his belt, had 6 in a row at one time.
I was going to say, was it 6 or 7 in a row?
6 in a row before Kevin Guy and the Arizona Rattlers, who migrated from the AFL to the IFL, decided to put an end to that, and they did. Ended that streak of 6 straight championships. You know, Kevin Guy talks about Curtis Riggs with the utmost of respect.
Yes. And obviously, when you have the success that Curtis Riggs had in this league, if you don't talk about him with respect, then you just sound kind of silly. And Kevin Guy, it's interesting because he loves to compete. We've talked about his competitive level. I don't care if it's on the golf course or in the business room or on the football field. But he took the Curtis Riggs challenge head on, and that was his number one reason for trying to win a championship, was to beat Curtis Riggs.
There's an Arizona attempt at the deuce, and that's going to go wide left. Make somebody very, very happy. That's why you come to these games. One of the reasons why you come to the games, because if the action on the field isn't enough for you, you might walk away with a souvenir like that. Great crowd here tonight at Desert Diamond Arena. Meanwhile, some good action going on up north. Prescott Valley, San Diego leads Northern Arizona 43-36 with about 12 minutes remaining in that matchup. One of those teams, and we're going to make an assumption here. I'm going to make an assumption, Dale. I'm going to call this one. The Rattlers are going to win this game. And after they do, they are going to pull one game in the win column ahead of either San Diego or Northern Arizona, who both check into that game with 8 wins apiece. Alt back to throw. Pressure coming at him, lets it fly, and that'll be contact by the defender, but it won't matter because I think the catch was made. Yes, catch made for a touchdown. And the official trailing the play throws his flag, and I think they're going to just decline that whole thing because that is a touchdown. Williams scoring for the Barnstormers.
Pass interference, defense, number 15. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
You know, Dale, notice that the Rattlers find themselves trailing these deep plays quite a bit.
Well, trailing the plays, and then again, we're talking about Dylan Winfrey. The former defensive player of the year coming back from the injury. That's very uncharacteristic of Dylan Winfrey. He knows, hey, he sees the dasher board. You got to get your head around. You got to get your head around because you know the ball's not going. If it goes over the receiver's head, that's fine. But most likely it's going to come underneath. And if you get your head around, you can either break it up or make another interception.
The Barnstormers able to get it into the end zone, and they're going to work with a new quarterback on the try for two. Fake it, take it, and score it. And the guy that took that was Jairus Grissom, the backup quarterback. He is able to step across, get the two on the board. And as we grab a timeout, our score, Arizona 48 and Iowa 26. Take another look at the long touchdown and come on back. This fourth quarter getting underway here at the Snake Pit. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experiences with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Make Spooner your first stop for your injury prevention, recovery, and treatment needs. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance trainings, our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
It's a Striker's birthday. Striker, the mascot, he was just in our vicinity. I wish I'd caught him sooner. I'd love to have him on our broadcast. I don't know. He's probably a man, a serpent, a few words. As you watch the onside kick attempt. And this is going to go for a touchback. Or whatever. I was busy looking at Striker there, and we got back to the action in a hurry. 12:39 remaining in the fourth quarter. Arizona in front by a hefty margin. Here's your onside kick attempt.
Again, I'm always so impressed with the way that these kickers can manipulate the football on these onside kicks.
Rolling on the field is the kicking team recovered the ball in the end zone after it was touched by Arizona. Therefore, it will be a touchback.
Okay, well, you
First
saw
down,
it.
Iowa.
You see it there, and it was a well-executed onside kick attempt. Probably not like they thought it would go, but it certainly went Iowa's way, and they get a touchback. After recovering the ball, deflected off of the Rattlers into the end zone. So we'll see if Brandon Alt and the Barnstormers offense can do something with the opportunity. Here's a catch made, and a tackle at the 20-yard line. That'll be a first down for Iowa.
Thing you don't want to see happen here for Arizona is allow them to score another touchdown quickly here, and now some momentum gets on their side. You just want them to quietly go away and go on back to Iowa and get ready for next week.
Doesn't it feel like Quyan Williams has handled the ball a lot today.
Yes.
It's only his second catch of the day. And he's got a little better than 32 yards receiving. Back to throw. Alt flushed. And throws it, takes a hit for his efforts, and it's broken up by Devontae Merriweather deep downfield on a pass that one was intended for, going to help, I believe that was Darren Wilson deep. Nope, take it back.
A little bit of pressure. You see Big Rod Perry chasing Brandon Alt around.
C.J. Tate, the intended receiver.
Like that matchup a lot better. Merriweather against Tate, both about 6'1", both about 200 pounds. Merriweather able to knock that ball into the owner's suite.
11 minutes now remaining. The Barnstormers trying to see if they can make good on that onside kick. Won't. Intercepted. Devontae Merriweather on the return, runs into his own guy, still alive with the football, and he's going to go down at about the 6-yard line. Devontae Merriweather stepping up with a big Arizona Rattlers takeaway.
Two really big plays by Devontae Merriweather there. Breaks up the first pass. Able to hang on to this football as he's running into the dashboard. There was no Barnstormer receiver in his area. Able to reach out, grab the ball, and then almost return it for a touchdown.
Well, you love to see it. You know, Devontae doesn't get playing the position he does. They call it the bandit position. It's a strong safety, linebacker hybrid spot in that defense for Kevin Guy. He doesn't get a lot of chances for that. And when he does, it's fun to watch him get that opportunity. Here's a carry across the 5-yard line, and it'll be down to about the 3-yard line for Dalton Sneed. Nope, take it back. We got a new quarterback on the field. It looks like the guy that checks in to take over is Garrett Kettle.
You can see the interception again here. Merriweather. A lot of times you see a defender's going to drop that ball. The fans stayed back. They knew it was our guy catching the football.
How about Devontae Merriweather switching hands with the football on the return, protecting it nicely. Handed off. Shannon Brooks lowers the shoulder and tried to power his way into the end zone. The official says nope, stopped short. There's a little jawing after the play between players, but Shannon Brooks, he knows only one way to play this game. That's full speed ahead, and he almost got a touchdown with the effort.
So much fun to see him when he lowers those shoulders. He sees the end zone, and there's very little that'll keep him from crossing that goal line. As you mentioned, Kettle in, making sure Sneed stays healthy.
Comfortable lead and a good opportunity for Garrett Kettle to get some seasoning for the upcoming potentially playoff run for the Rattlers. And down at the 1-yard line is Shannon Brooks. He gained just the 1 yard on that play. It'll bring up 4th down and goal at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he got ripped down to the ground. I believe the official had a really good angle. Knee touched before the ball crossed the goal line right there. But look at the effort to try and get the ball across the goal line by Shannon Brooks.
So the nose of the ball right at the 1. It's 4th down. Garrett Kettle will go up under center. Behind him, the single setback. Shannon Brooks. Stretch play. Shannon's got it. Left side. Dives in. Touchdown, Rattlers!
Well, let's hope he's okay. It looked like he kind of stumbled into the end zone.
Maybe a little carpet rash there on his elbow, but there's Shannon Brooks, and there's his 4th touchdown of the day. All of those running the football.
Well, the thing about it was, it looked like they were not on the same page. Watch this handoff. I think it's there. The snap was bobbled a little bit, and then you see the feet come out from under Shannon Brooks before he crosses the goal line.
Yeah, from our angle, it looked like there was contact, and you can see from behind the plate, no contact, as the point after is good on that trip down the field for the Rattlers. 7:26 remaining in this one. 55-26, Arizona comfortably in front. Win number 259 assuredly on the way for Kevin Guy, and the 9th win of the season for the Arizona Rattlers coming up, everybody. Okay, Dale Hellestrae, I'm going to give you a chance to guess at today's attendance here at the Snake Pit, and if you get within 3.5% of the correct answer, you might win a prize. You just might win a prize today.
I'm going to say
there have been a few departures, a few early departures with this big lead for the Rattlers. So some people, with it being 8:15 p.m., whatever it is right now, and still 107 degrees outside.
Everybody wants to get back outside.
They've decided they want to catch a little bit of that 100-plus.
I'm going to say 8,989.
8,989, you say. 8,989. Let me catalog that. 8,989. Nick Davila, do you have your ears on?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a guess?
I would say I'm going to take the over 9,200.
9,200, you say. 9,200. Well, if you would have said 9,002 like I thought you were going to say, you might have put yourself in a position to potentially win a prize.
Now, Dick, we've been doing this all year. I don't think there's any prize that to be won. And number two, I think that Floyd manipulates the numbers.
Shame on you, Dale Hellestrae, for the claims.
And I'm banking on Sholo math.
Well, you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, Dale Hellestrae. Dale guessed 8,989, lest you change your mind. And the actual retail price of today's attendance is 9,039. 9,039.
I'm going golfing.
You might be. I think you're within the threshold.
Oh, please.
3.5%. Let's we'll do some math here as the Iowa Barnstormers take over after the kick return out to the 9-yard line. And Brandon Alt has kind of had a tough luck night so far for Iowa, and he'll go to work here. Pressure up the middle, and he gets roughed up a bit on the release. That's incomplete to bring up now second down. Second down, straight ahead with 6.5 minutes remaining in the game. Timeouts remaining for both teams, 3 timeouts apiece.
Well, and as you go to your trusty iPhone to come up with what the percentage is, I still don't know how you do that. You know, you continue to see the attendance grow here in Glendale. And as I mentioned early in the game, anytime there's change, there's going to be complaining. But the staff here has really wrapped their arms around the Arizona Rattlers and made them feel very, very special things.
Timeout, Iowa.
On game day
30 seconds.
are going
First of the half.
super smooth, and you see it just improving as the season goes along. And by next year, this thing is going to be a well-oiled machine and probably the best place to play football in indoor football league.
Yeah, I really couldn't agree more. And I was sitting here doing math during some of that commentary. Did you mention the $50+ million upgrade that's going to be going on in between now and next season?
I did not mention that.
There is a lot of money that's going to be spent here by the city of Glendale and at this arena here between now and next year. Can't wait to see what all of that produces.
Correct.
It's going to be beautiful. I mean, a great place just gets better. And kudos to the city of Glendale and Desert Diamond Arena. Pass caught over the middle. Knee goes down at the 20-yard line. That'll be a first down for Iowa.
It really doesn't take that long just to say I won.
Well, I want to give you an exact percentage by which you were off. You only missed it by 50. Dale, you only missed it by 50. You are 0.5% off. 0.6, actually, if you round it up.
Okay.
0.6, Dale Hellestrae.
So that sounds like a golf round at Torreon, spending the night.
You have gotten closer and closer on your guesses every single week. And there's a nice hit delivered after the catch is made. Dylan Winfrey plants his face mask right in the numbers after a catch made by C.J. Tate.
Well, the crowd continues to grow, get bigger, it seems like every week. The atmosphere continues to improve. And, this kind of what you expected the Rattlers to do, but there's always expectations on a football team coming into a game and then how they actually play. And they've accepted every challenge this coaching staff has given them. You can see the results on the scoreboard. Looks like they're going to come out reasonably healthy and ready to go into next week.
Step it up, throw it, complete. Left side, it's Keshawn Taylor on the receiving end for Iowa. And Jermaine Dobbs on the tackle for the Rattlers. First down for the Barnstormers. They'll move the ball ahead, and we'll get to about 4:20 on the clock here now, remaining in the fourth quarter. I've got to feel like next Sunday, when Tucson comes to town, and there's the graphic there, next Sunday, July 7th, 3:05 kickoff. Go to azrattlers.com for your tickets. I got to believe we're going to see the biggest crowd of the year here in Glendale. And these crowds have been steadily building. Alts with a deep drop. And the pocket's going to break down. He'll step up, and it's tipped. And Devontae Merriweather gets in the way of that pass, knocks it down incomplete.
Well, and the other thing you can tell the viewers out there and the fans that I concur. I think the biggest crowd we'll have this season, or the Rattlers will have this season, is next week. And the man, the myth, the legend himself, Dr. Ronald Church, said he will be here on site and seeing you at halftime.
Well, it's going to be a privilege to have him in our broadcast booth next week, the owner of the Arizona Rattlers. I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, Dale Hellestrae, after you have finally successfully got within 3.5% of the actual total here in attendance. There's the ball inside the 15-yard line to about the 13-yard line. I'm going to give you an opportunity to guess ahead for next week. And if you can get within 3.5% of next week, you might win an even bigger prize than the one I'm planning to give you for winning this one. So I'm just, you can take it. You can take a shot at it. Or not. You can wait until next week till you have a visual.
I tell you what, if I do get it for next week today, I might not be coming to Sholo. You might be sending me to Hawaii or something.
It's a catch made, forward progress to the 3-yard line on a catch by Keshawn Taylor. And
no, I could see next week the Rattlers and the Tucson team, for what it means for the Rattlers. I'm going to see over 10,000 people here on a Sunday afternoon.
I think so. I concur. We go into 2 minutes remaining. Handoff. Williams cuts it back. He is going to battle. Now, love the effort that some of these Barnstormers are giving, like Kyan Williams. I mean, just not quitting. Playing to the bitter end here for the 4-8 Iowa Barnstormers. Certainly the Rattlers are on their way to picking up win number 5 this season. And we take a look at the score in Prescott Valley with about 3.5 minutes remaining in that game. San Diego 55, Northern Arizona 43. San Diego with a win would go to 9-5, just as the Rattlers are. As you watch this effort to get Jarris Grissom across the line, but he is going to be brought down at the 4. In fact, maybe lost some yardage on the play. And we get to the 1-minute warning, football fans.
1 minute.
Hey, how about this game? And how about this performance by the Rattlers? They got to feel pretty good about things. They've got 1 minute to close this one out. Hand Kevin Guy, win number 259 in his career. Do stand by We return to the Snake Pit in just a moment. 55-26. The Rattlers in front of Iowa. Stand by, everybody.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
St. Mary's Food Bank was born out of seeing parents struggle to feed their families. But thanks to big-hearted people like you, Arizonans in need won't go hungry. Donate today and get a $1 Arizona charitable tax credit. You feed others, and your kindness doesn't cost you a thing. Visit stmarysfoodbank.org.
Well, Rattler Nation, are you ready for the final 60 seconds of this one? A victory all but certain for Arizona. The big lead here going into this final minutes, 55-26. Iowa will see if they can get something on the board, and a pass that should have been caught for a touchdown will be incomplete. Maybe a little mental fatigue after a long battle here in this one. Travel all the way out from Iowa, and C.J. Tate unable to hang on to that one. Dale, I got to give you a lot of credit. I got to commend you for your dignity in handling situation earlier. We were talking about golf. And it just occurs to me.
Iowa, their second of the half.
You hear Iowa taking a timeout. It occurs to me that you and I were talking about golf earlier, and I was talking about my drive and hitting the ball long and majestically down the fairway there, and you didn't challenge me like the challenge was. The gauntlet was thrown down during the presidential debate a couple of nights ago when golf became a subject and a hotly contested point in the presidential debate. I thought you were going to really come at me.
If you're telling me you can drive the ball 340 yards, I know you're lying. But if you're lying, I got to imagine you're only lying by 30, 40 yards. Because if you're lying by 150, then we've got an issue. But up in the mountains, I can only hit the ball 220 yards anyway.
Listen, that was as backhanded an insult as I've gotten in a long time. It goes incomplete, over the top, and just as I commended you for your dignity, you went ahead and
I'm a truth teller.
You reduced yourself to presidential debate status. Well, that one's incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And the Rattlers defense stiffens up and refuses to yield any late points there on that possession for Iowa. Rattlers are going to take over. Iowa's got one timeout left, and so with 53.6 seconds remaining and a first down for Dalton Snead in the offense, all they have to do from this point on, take a knee, Dale.
To take a knee, and I am one of those guys who really like to change. It used to be you had to gain positive yards to keep the clock alive, but
it is, by the way, not Dalton. It is Garrett Kettle who will take that knee, get the clock running, and Iowa will. You would presume they're going to let it run. They're not going to spend their final timeout here in these final seconds, simply because it just delays the inevitable by a few seconds. Well, let's ask the Latin Laser, our guy down on the field, Nick Davila. Nick, how's your golf game?
I would say it's more like Happy Gilmore's golf game. I'm just trying to hit bombs out there.
Just raining haymakers on your opponents. Huh?
Hold on for a second. So I got you lying out of one end. I got Nick, who can't turn left or right because his neck's killing him, saying he's hitting bombs. Everybody's just hitting bombs here, huh?
Hey, listen, I don't have a lot to brag about, okay? but I'm going to murderize the golf ball. That I'm going to do. There's your... Boy, that shook our cameras, didn't it? Boy, they added a little extra black powder to the cannon here to fire it off on a big win for the Arizona Rattlers. And when I mean big, I mean that point differential, the biggest of the season, I do believe. 55-26, the Rattlers have taken down the Iowa Barnstormers to get win number 9 of the season. And as soon as they're done shaking hands and congratulating each other, we'll speak again with Nick and Coach Guy. He is stepping to the forefront. Big win. It's win number 259 in this great career that Kevin Guy has had. He is just two now shy of tying the all-time mark of 261 held by Curtis Riggs. Let's throw it down to Nick Davila. Hey, Nick.
Hey, guys. I'm here with Coach Guy. Coach Guy, talk a little bit about this game and next step moving forward. What's the mission?
Well, we're going to take it 1 week at a time. You know, these games are very close with the parity. I thought our guys responded to the message this week. They came out. We played hard. I think we got 3 interceptions tonight on defense. Offense was very efficient. I thought we played very well on special teams. So I thought it was our first complete game, of the season. So we're going to try to build on it. We got a tough game next week and then into the bye week, and then we'll see how all the other games are shaking out.
Awesome stuff, guys. Head back up to you guys.
All right, congratulations to Coach Guy. It's win number 259, Dale Hellestray. 2 wins away from tying Curtis Riggs for the all-time wins record in indoor football. And I don't just mean the indoor football, like all of indoor football. Every league that's ever existed, nobody has ever won more games than Coach Riggs. And the guy knocking on the doorstep now is right down there, Kevin Guy.
And I can tell you, honestly, he talked to you before the game, and I can talk for him now, knowing him for all the years I've known him. He doesn't care about that right now. He wants to win next week to put themselves in a better playoff position and then finish the season. It is kind of nice. They get a bye. They get to watch the carnage that's going to go on while they're on a bye if they take care of business next week. And then you head in that last week of the regular season knowing exactly what you have to do and what you can attain. And, again, we've talked about this over and over and over again. Yes, their record's not exactly what they want it to be right now. But if they continue to play like this and improve and tweak and do the things that they need to do, they're going to be hitting on all cylinders come playoff time. And that's when you want to be playing your best football.
How about a look at the numbers in this one tonight? The Arizona Rattlers outpaced Iowa. Well, I'm going to take that back. It was Iowa who, at the end of the game, pulled ahead in total yardage. He ended up with 233 yards of total offense to Arizona's 204. Of course, it's the scoreboard that matters. But looking at some other numbers in this one, throwing the football, Dalton Snead was 12 of 16 for 116 yards and a touchdown. On the other side, Brandon Alt, boy, a tough night for him. 14 of 34. You don't see that often, a number like that at this level. 14 of 34, 218 yards, 3 touchdowns.
You can talk to me all you want about offensive numbers and things like that. The biggest number on this stat sheet in front of me is the 3 interceptions thrown, meaning 3 pickoffs by this Rattler defense. And when you get 3.5, 4 stops a game, you're going to win the vast majority of your football games. And I think that's why Kevin Guy was so insistent on challenging this defense. See, number one, can you put 1 half together? Now 2 halves together. And now can we carry that over to next week?
Just a couple other notes of interest from the stat sheet tonight. And this one, the leading receiver for the Rattlers, Niger Jackson, had 4 catches for 51 yards and the 1 receiving touchdown the team registered. Jamal Miles figured in 4 catches, 35 yards. Isaiah Houston, a couple of catches for 25. And Shannon Brooks caught 2 for 5 yards. Running the football, a busy night for Shannon Brooks, at least the number of carries that he got. 15 carries. That's a high number in this league. 15 carries, but 46 yards shows that that Iowa defense was here to try and put a stop on Shannon Brooks, and for the most part they did, only averaging 2.8 yards a carry on that 46-yard night, but 4 touchdowns rushing for Shannon Brooks. Dalton Sneed, he rushed for 3 touchdowns on 43 yards here in this one tonight. It was the running game. The running game. Remember that 9-play drive that was discussed earlier by the Rattlers. They milked the clock a lot. They ran the ball a lot, and it was kind of more of a power game offensive strategy tonight for Coach Guy.
When I've seen the Arizona Rattlers at their best, they're the more physical football team. They are the more physical football team on the football field, and we saw that tonight. I have a feeling you're going to probably see that as this season goes forward.
Well, they need to, if you want to talk about peaking physicality, if that's a thing, I think that the Rattlers are going to be looking to do that as the playoffs get here. And you know what? They just might be that sleeper team, which is not a position the Rattlers are normally accustomed to. They might be the sleeper when the playoffs come around. Don't disregard them. Kevin Guy knows it. This team is loaded with talent. Very talented. Could be as talented as anybody in the league. Injuries have been a big part of why the record is what the record is. And in fact, you could look at it and say it is in spite of the adversity, the injuries, and more that the Rattlers are at 9-5 after a win tonight. Who will, by the way, be 9-5 as well out of that game in Prescott Valley? It's going to be San Diego. The San Diego Strike Force have defeated Northern Arizona 57-43, pulling away at the end. And so San Diego now with the Rattlers a 9-5 record each. Northern Arizona drops a game behind both of them in the standings. They are now 8-5, 8-5. Northern Arizona, really half a game back in the standings behind those two teams. And even in the loss column, that's a big plus for Northern Arizona. They win out. They put themselves right into the mix of what happens when you decide who gets a playoff berth out of that group. So a big win for Arizona and a win for San Diego to put those two teams in the third and fourth positions in the West. Of course, at the top is Bay Area and Vegas right behind them. That is going to pretty much do it, Dale, but if you were to give your final thought on the Arizona win, what it means for the team, what it means for them getting ready to play Tucson next Sunday, July 7th, your thoughts on the Rattlers and where they are.
I think everybody's going to look at the 55 points, and I'm not going to look at the 55 points. I'm going to look at the defense. I'm going to see the way they stood up, the way they responded to a challenge. Not all teams respond to the entire coaching staff challenging you, making changes like they did this week. This defense did, and I only see them getting better as this season comes down to the very end.
All right, Dale, I want to say a big thank you to all of our broadcast team, especially our producer and technical director. That's Derek Simmons. Our director has been Bob Hammond. Don't forget that next game up, it's going to be Arizona taking on Tucson next Sunday, July 7th, 3:05 kickoff, azrattlers.com. Again, thank you, Derek and Bob and the rest of our great production team, Jim Hartman, as well as Andre Stevens, and working a first game with us tonight, Tony Noakes. Good job, Tony. Big thank you to the Latin Laser, Nick Davila, for joining us on our broadcast tonight, handling the sidelines like a champ, like the champ that he is.
He is a multi-time champ.
We should have got the close-up on it. He wore 2 of his championship rings.
Only 2 of them?
2 of them. Should have worn.
But other ones might not fit.
Should have got that close-up tonight. We dropped the ball on that. For my broadcast partner in the booth, Dale Hellestrate, this is Floyd Simmons saying a big thank you for joining us tonight. God bless you. Have a great Independence Day coming up. God bless this great country of ours, and we'll see you next Sunday when the Tucson Sugar Skulls come to town. Final score again tonight, 55-26, the Arizona Rattlers have defeated Iowa. Until next time, good night, everybody, from Glendale.